Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Akabane101 and welcome to Monster Hunter World's Beta. This is going to be our first video in a series where we take a look at as many monsters as possible as well as explore the world that they reside in, as the Ancient Forest and the Wildspire Waste are offered to us in this beta, each with various locations that we can go explore, which are indeed vast and difficult to get through if you've never seen them before. I myself have gotten lost many times, so we're going to take our time with this. Even though Great Jagras is an extremely easy monster to defeat, we're going to take our time with this one. So if the video seems to be about 20-ish minutes, that sounds about right, because we're going to be exploring a good chunk of the lower half of the area, whereas in the Ancient Forest Menace video, we'll probably be exploring most of the upper half of the area, or more so around the center locations. So let's go ahead and choose Great Devourer, Great Jagras. A Great Jagras has appeared in the Ancient Forest and is devouring everything it sees. Find the monster and take it out. Look for the belly tracks it leaves. So, as you can see, we can faint 9 times, and if time expires, which we're giving a very small amount, a record small amount for Monster Hunter, 20 minutes to defeat this, and I think this is specifically for the beta. Another thing we should pay attention to is that the beta is giving us maximum stamina and maximum health for those that don't know about the food buffs in the game, so they can go run out and have a good time. But we'll be definitely exploring that as we go along. We're going to go ahead and change our equipment here, or well, just look at what we're wearing. We're going to be using the Charge Blade, which is my new favorite blade. It is super fun to play with this game, and my first time ever really picking it up. It's a lot of fun, and we'll be definitely using this against the Jagras, as you can pretty much kill it in about 1.5 minutes, or 2 minutes rather. It's a lot of fun. We're also going to grab the Slinger Charm so we can use more slingshots. We're going to have the Ghillie Mantle so we can hide if we want to. We have the Glider Mantle in case we run across a really high area and want to explore. And then we have the full forest set with the Feathered Folds to get a maximum amount of stealth, so we can disappear if we want to. This is just for fun. It's not particularly an optimal build. If you really want to be optimal, you can just go ahead and grab all the ones that say attack boost on the skill screen, but it really doesn't matter for Great Jagras, as he's just going to go down in about 2 hits, man. He's super weak, super easy with this armor set, or with the weapons that they give you in the game. These weapons are really designed for Anjanath, and pretty much everything else is a bit too weak for these types of gear. Anyway, let's go ahead and depart. We're going to be playing in frame rate mode on the PlayStation 4 Pro, this time recording in 60 FPS, unlike my live stream footage, which was in 30. So you'll be able to see how the frame rate kind of dips and then goes back up over and over again. It's not terrible because of frame pacing, as I've mentioned in my previous video, the frame rate pacing is really, really good. So for the most part, the game feels pretty great. So here's our handler. She's going to be with us throughout the entirety of the game.
Our target is a Great Jagras. Follow the large belly tracks it leaves on the ground. If you ever get lost, consult your map.
It's a very good hint. All right. Now, immediately you're going to be like, well, I'm already lost because I'm looking at the map and it's freaking nuts. But if you look at it, it is in sections. If we zoom out a little bit here, here's Area 1, and Area 1 leads on to Area 9, as well as Area 2 and Area 3. And Area 3 leads on to Area 2, 4, and 1. Area 4 will lead us on to Area 11 and 3, and so on and so forth. And it looks like Area 4 may even have a secret area leading all the way to the east. You never know. That could also be an area that leads us to the Wildspire Waste, as the developers have mentioned that although you can't physically walk from one area to another, you can, in fact, see that there are connections that lead to the Wildspire Waste and other locations in the world of Monster Hunter, so that's pretty darn cool. What we're going to be focusing on in this area is probably areas 1, 3, 4, and 2, because these are where the Great Jagras resides. And typically monsters will reside in areas that they would be accustomed to if they were to exist in the real world. Depending on different types of climates and things like that, that's what the developers have really focused on, is how much water is in the area, how hot is the area, how humid is the area, things like that. And that's how they essentially designed their monsters. Great Jagras really loves eating monsters whole, so there's 2 giant areas for that for us to explore and learn about where he might reside. Area 1 has Aptonus, and Area 4 has... I forget the name of the monsters, but there are monsters that reside on the beach, and we will definitely run into those. Before we head out, though, if we go to our southwestern camp, Area 1, we can change our equipment, we can go into the item box, we can change our palico equipment, or go outside. However, if we go to the item box, we are greeted with some pretty nifty stuff here. In particular, we can grab a pitfall trap, and for some reason when I keep going right, it likes to jump back there, but whatever, not a big deal. We'll grab our pitfall trap, because that's pretty cool. Not sure if that works on a Great Jagras, as it's a very small creature, but it might. We already have a shock trap, but maybe we want to grab some demon powder, which is always fun. And we can even grab 3 flash pods. So if we run into a pesky Rathalos and want to keep him on the ground, we can go ahead and do just that. Also, we have tons of ammo types that we can use here, but of course we are not playing a ranged character. We'll do that in a future video, but for now we're just going to be messing around and exploring the world and focusing on weapons in the future. Okay, so that's pretty much everything here, so let's go outside. And last thing we can do in any of the base camps, or actually there's 2 things we can do. We can go to the blue chest, a staple of the series. We can grab ourselves our first aid meds. These are supply items, so they will be removed at the end of the quest. Although since this is the beta, it doesn't actually matter. And in multiplayer, all the supply chests are shared, so doesn't matter what area you spawn in on. Oh, I just attacked the microphone with my hand. Sorry about that. Doesn't matter where you spawn. You will be sharing the supply chests. So just keep that in mind. They're not exclusive to you. So if you steal everyone's first aids, don't be that guy. As you can see, we're using the default male hunter. Doesn't really matter because I'm wearing a hat, so it's all good. All right, and there we go. So we get a health boost, a stamina boost, and we get a random chance for the feline perks and all that stuff. But yeah. So you'll see right here, there's an area that we can actually go to the left. Unfortunately, this does not have any shortcuts that I know about. There are strange scrawlings on the wall by meowster hunters that maybe once roamed the world, but I don't know. Your cat doesn't seem to react too much to it, so he probably doesn't care all that much. But yeah, interesting indeed. These little critters will generally lead you to shortcuts and areas that you can go through. It would be nice if you could follow them all the way around, but in this case, they don't lead you to anything. In fact, if we really wanted to, we could capture them and get information from the game's Wikipedia, I guess. They've pretty much implemented a lot of Wikipedia inputs and information that we can use. So we don't always have to keep going back to various websites to research what things are weak to. The game's a lot more obvious about everything. That's why damage numbers and things have been added to the series, as they don't want you to have to go to a website to be like, oh yeah, Lao Shanlung, his belly is weak to damage. Weird, right? And all that stuff. So this area here is really cool. You can see the giant old tree in the middle of the area. And it makes you feel like you're in a completely different world than I've ever seen before. It looks really, really cool. And because the area is like this, and because we're on new hardware, the game's allowed to render so much more. Even in frame rate mode, when it's holding back, it still looks really good. And there's our friend Rathalos just hanging out. Hopefully you can see him there. Just flying around, having a good life. Perfect timing, Rathalos. Good job, buddy. So here's our first culprit on the ground. We have the skid marks. So basically the quest even gave us a lot of information there. Look for the skid marks on the ground. That means that recently this creature has probably eaten one of these smaller Aptoniths. It can eat them whole, kind of like a snake. It can just dislocate its jaw and eat a whole thing. It's a bit ridiculous that it can eat the whole thing, but, you know, it's Monster Hunter, so of course it's going to be like that. And of course our fireflies are going to lead us all the way over into area number 2. Looks like everyone's getting a little bit scared right now. Do we have a little bit of infighting going on? Or is there a Great Jagras incoming? Always a possibility. Well, regardless, we're going to go ahead and grab our stone and maybe see if we can sneak up on one of these birds. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to hit square, and we're going to use our little trap. And this will give us information on the local wildlife if we manage to capture something. Kind of like Pokemon Snap. You just got to get the right... There you go. A herbivorous bird that feeds on fruits and seeds, comfortable around humans and common near Astera. Okay, I'm not quite sure what Astera are, but there you go. Got some more information there. As you can see, by the way, with a +1 perk on my my slinger, I'm able to have 5 extra stone, which is pretty hefty. That's a good amount. You can use this for all sorts of things. Let's go ahead and grab some more birds here. Oh, a little bit of a miss. Got him, though. Every vulture. Okay, probably the same thing as before. If I unload this, will it go back to stone? I sure will. Fantastic. All right. So let's go ahead and keep exploring where the Great Jagras will come from. Which is most likely from his hometown, where his people reside. Of course, we don't know this is the Great Jagras tracks. We're not sure what monster this is. But because we're running across things like skin marks, it makes a lot of sense that it would be the Great Jagras, as nothing else makes those exact spottings and stuff like that. We would know it's an Angenoth if we saw like snot all over the walls or whatever, because that's how it marks its territory. As we can see in the distance there's some standard Jagras, so I'm just going to go ahead and equip a mantle here, as we don't want to get spotted. Because we're going to explore inside the home of the one, the only, the Great Jagras. And one thing I do find pretty funny is that the Jagras will hover around me and be like, wait a minute. What is this strange being? This bush is just, it has 2 legs and it's walking around and it smells tasty. Although we'll ignore it for now. I love it. Classic hunting logic. It's always nice. Now, here we'll notice that there are things like bright moss. This is specific to these underground areas.
Ammo. Launch it at walls to light up the area.
So we can just go ahead and do this. And if we need to, for some reason, if we're really having issues being able to see, if we've lowered the brightness too much on our screen, we can use these to see. Fairly useless, however, it can cause flying monsters to fall down. So you can only think and imagine the use of this type of tool. But, alright, let's go up here. See if we can spot any more tracks of our good friend, the Great Jagras, who we have a pretty good understanding of where he might be. If we make a right turn here, we can keep going up, but the fireflies wish for us to go back out into the wild. So as you can see, we've kind of taken a little bit of a shortcut, and we're now in Area 3, so let's go ahead and explore the horseshoe in this area. Oh yeah, the Great Jagras has definitely been through here. 10 minutes? That's alright, we only need 2. And we can already see our Great Jagras friend is on the map, and he's over here feeding on some friends. Let's go see if we can spot him, shall we? See what he's up to. There he is, look at him, having a fun time. He's already eaten some of his friends. Well, maybe not his friends. Maybe we can set a trap for him. He has to go through this area. Oh, poor guy. Drop some large bombs on you. Did you drop these? There you go. Bit of a rude awakening, if I do say so myself. Get a little bit of good hits in here. Wow, charge up my shield. Already knocked him over, as you can see. He's a big pushover. Charge up my sword. And let's go for a big hit. Let's go for big damage, big damage. There you go. I don't think he liked that too much. And he's already unable to feed his children. Oh no, we've killed the thing inside. Let's go for some more big damage. Here we go. This should kill him. Oh, no way. How are you not dead, sir? There we go. As you can see, the charge blade, this charge blade in particular, absolutely decimates him.
Congrats.
Love the charge blade in this game. Fantastic. And one of these guys, unfortunately, was sacrificed. They're super dead now. I love the water effects. I like how the water kind of comes up there. Looks really good. Let's go ahead and do that quest again, but I want to take it on in a different way. Go confirm there. Unfortunately, you don't get any of the cool cards that you would get from multiplayer, where it's like, you use the most slinger shots or whatever. Again, we are just taking our time with this this whole quest system. There's no reason to rush these things, because if you rush it, it's no fun, man. It's no fun at all. Alright, let's go single player. I would not like to re-edit. Great Devour, Camp 1. Because we didn't get to explore all of the southern areas. Let's change our weapon up, though. We'll change it to the Hunter's Bow. Just for now. Alright, let's depart. But yeah, as you saw there, because we had the Ghillie Mantle, he just didn't even really pay attention to us. And also he was trying to get back home as soon as possible to feed the younger Jagras, which is really cool. That's something that we've never seen in a Monster Hunter game, where a monster goes out, eats something, and then goes to feed it to other creatures, which is really unique. Obviously, it's something animals have done on Earth for the longest time, but in a game like this, usually they just eat for themselves.
If you ever get lost, consult your map.
Alright, let's see if we still have our hunting trap, because I would like to try the pitfall trap. That would be very nice. So let's... Oh, I don't want to change my equipment. I want to go to my item box, please and thank you. So we just have the shock trap there. Let's go ahead and equip the pitfall trap. There we go. And just in case that Rathalos wants to be a cheeky, we'll go ahead and do this. Alright, sweet. Back on out. And we'll go grab ourselves some more food. If you didn't know this, you can actually skip this whole cutscene by hitting the start button. There you go, fantastic. Got everything we need, and now we can head out. Alright, Jans, let's get going, friend. So this time we're going to tackle it a little bit faster. We're also going to go ahead and grab our capture net. Because maybe we can grab one of those little squirrel rodent bunny things. That'd be pretty cool. Also, one of the nice things is you can always just jump back up and take the shortcut. So if we really wanted to, we could go up to Area 9, which I think also links into Area 2. Yeah, it does. You know what? Let's go to Area 9. Maybe we can catch the Great Jagras before it decides to move out and kick some booty. You'll see these little beetles on the ground, which I think we can capture as well with these bug nets. There we go. Emperor Hopper, there you go. A grasshopper as big as its moniker would suggest. It's swift, frenetic, jumps make it hard to capture. Well, not too hard. That's actually really easy. Anyway, we get points for doing that. I'm assuming those are Monster Hunter points, or Hunter points, or Guild points, whatever you want to call them. Well, now the Great Jagras has probably already moved out. That's fine. I don't think you can capture these. No way. Carrier ants, there you go. Alright, good to know. These are things you'll definitely want to test out when you get the full game, because we're going to need these, no doubt. Jump down here. So this is where the Anjanath likes to hang out. If you go up there, usually he likes to roam that location. A Meowster, you mean these guys? Yeah, these are the shark guys. They're always scary. No, I don't believe you can climb this waterfall, because usually you can only climb things that have vines on them. Kind of similar to Metal Gear Solid 3, if you ever played that one. You'll have to go ahead and climb things that have vines on the side. Do I already have stones? I thought I did. Whatever. So these guys, if you kick them, you want to get away, they'll actually stun things. And as you can see, my cat has been stunned now, unfortunately. As he's spazzing out on the ground. Really nice for stunning monsters. And I'm not quite sure if you can capture these, but we'll... Oops. Press the wrong button. Give it a shot. Ah, doesn't seem like it. Nope, we can. Absolutely. Alright, sweet. Paratoad, a toad that releases a paralyzing gas on impact. Its effect is potent enough to paralyze even large monsters. And I'm fairly certain we do not have that Paratoad in our inventory at this point in time. No, it does not seem like it. Would be cool, though, wouldn't it? Also, we have a Vigor Wasp delivery. Ah, there we go. So we can tell our cat, who has an ability very similar to Double Cross, where your cats have special abilities that it could use only in your inventory. Although since Prowlers are not available in this game, you have to use them in your Hunter inventory, which makes a lot of sense. Let's go ahead and remove our capture net for the moment. So, can we get to Area 2 from here? We sure can. We just have to head back a little bit. As you can see, there is a route that we can take, and this will lead us into Area 10. And this will also lead us to Area 2. So let's go ahead and through here. We're going to run across another mining point, which all the mining points appear to be blue. And in Double Cross, blue meant they're rare. But in this one, I'm wondering if the visuals on the mining point don't matter anymore. They're just trying to be as obvious as possible with what we see here. So this might be, could be Great Jagras. I believe it is because I think, already grabbed skid marks, but I could be wrong. Alright. Gathering as much as we can. Here's the standard Jagras just hanging out. Hopefully they don't mind us hanging out here. Oops. Whee! Don't mind the flying bush, guys. Here's a Spore Puff. So we hit this, and I think it makes a cloud, and this will allow us to be hidden. Once again, we have another mining outcrop. Hey, little guys. Don't mind me. Just walking around a walking bush. Just want to learn where your mama is. Or your dada. I don't know. I don't know the lore of the beast. Might be some tracks in here. Yeah. This is literally where it resides. This is where it sleeps when it goes to run away. Lots of bright moss on the walls. Very well lit area, though. Getting some more footprints on the ground. I have to wonder, though. I think these do, like, appear on the ground. So we already have an update of where it could be, but we haven't seen it visually. So we don't know where it is all the time. As you can see, we've arrived in the same area once again, and I can only imagine that the Great Jagras has either already attacked one of the Aptonoth, which we can find out if we run back here, and it looks like none of them have run into that. Well, they're all freaking out. So maybe one of them got eaten. It's a possibility for sure. Or if we run over this way, maybe they're just hearing the cries of a dead ally. But this time, we're not going to go ahead and straight up just fight this guy. We're going to follow him all the way home. There he is, having fun. I wish we had binoculars. The first time ever. Oh, he already ate one of them. There you go. So now we're going to let him passively go back home and have a good life. And he'll generally ignore us as long as we're not like super aggressive and we're being very cautious, you know, much like you would be with a bear in the wild. You would generally not try and freak the bear out. Stay in the foliage here. Hopefully he doesn't mind us being here. We have stealthy gear on, but it just means he can't see us as well when we're fighting him. We have stealth camouflage, and luckily this thick brush allows us to kind of sneak around just fine. We're going to take one of these shortcuts here. We're going to go all the way around and hopefully not get ourselves spotted by one of his family. Maybe we'll find some thick brush to use. Oh boy. This could prove to be bad. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Don't be angry at me. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong, guys. Oh god, Great Jagras, a little bit angry. Give me some thick brush. There we go. No. They don't like me very much, do they? I probably should have saved the ghillie mantle for later. That's fine. Here we go. Ah, there we go. So now the Great Jagras has fed its friends. Let's get a closer look. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just watching you guys eat. So I don't know if it would ever be a good idea to actually fight the Great Jagras in this location, because it has lots of allies around and it likes to mess with you that way, but I don't know. Certainly an interesting choice, though, if you want to follow it all the way here. I don't think it would work out too well. Look at me, I'm already hidden. I ran away for a second and I'm already hidden. Let's see if we can follow the Great Jagras around. The Jagras don't seem to mind me too much. Stealth has never really been an option in these games. I mean, you can kind of sneak up on a monster, or if it's sleeping, then obviously you can just run up right next to it. Oh, he's drooling, so he's actually weak right now, I think. Let's see if we can sneak up on him trying to eat a Naptoneth. Oh, I wonder where he's going to go. Ah, he's going to go through a shortcut, okay. I'm going to keep grabbing his footprints even though we know exactly where he is. It's interesting to kind of watch these things move around. I know, like, when you have a time limit, everyone's like, oh god, you gotta kill him as fast as possible. That's no fun. Oh, he's already eaten something. Oh, it's one of the little Aptoneth boys. I see. Okay, let's try out a pitfall trap. There you go. Alright. Same as before, if I can find the items. I know I can use my L1 and radial menu before someone comments about that. I just don't really care too much. I'm too used to using the other menu.
The bow is a ranged weapon you can charge. Focus on your distance while loosing arrows.
Come here. Don't run away from me, sir. Do you know who I am? Moveset on the bow has been really fun to play with, by the way. See if we can break his belly. You can actually dodge into another attack. Uh-oh. Probably would be a good idea if I used like a power coating, right? So he's running away right now. Usually that means either he's going to try and find something to eat. We'll go back into hiding, of course. Generally, monsters want to find something to eat before they continue on here. I wonder if he's going to go into the water. And I wonder if a shock trap would actually break in the water here. I don't know. But let's go do this. There you go. He didn't like that too much. A little too far away from him. And definitely should probably aim at him. Oh, he's having difficulty hitting me. Obviously with the bow you're probably not going to do as much damage as with the charge blade, but it is a ranged weapon after all, so you're going to be a little bit further away and have a lot more variety in your moves. For example, paralysis coating can be very useful here. Oh, hold on. He fell over, so one sec. Wow, okay, I'm playing really poorly. I apologize there. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can dodge attacks, guys. Do you know that? All right, hold on. There we go. Come on. Play nice here. Beauty. And he's poisoned, so that always helps. think that's due to my cat. I gave my cat a nice little poison ability. Alright, nice. Now he's limping away. So, unfortunately, we don't have access to tranq bombs. And as far as I understand it, there's not... I mean, I know there's sleep herbs on the map, but there's no way to actually make the tranq bombs. I don't think there's enough items on the map to do so. I'll have to do some more exploration for that. Anywho, let's go into his hometown. Grab our ghillie mantle here. As he's going to go all the way back and hang out here. And maybe we can give him a nice little rude awakening, huh? Aw. He's going to beddy bye time. Now, we don't have any more explosives. But what we do have is a shock trap. So we're going to go ahead and use this. Nice. We could have done bonus damage to him by just not doing that, but that's fine. This will probably finish him off. We're getting pretty close. For a little bit long-range shot here. And there you go. So that's pretty much the Great Jagras. He kind of hangs out in the southern regions of the area and goes into the middle, the southern middle location as well. We'll carve him up here as well. There you go, Great Jagras hide. Another one. And a scale. Cool. Not sure what else you get from him as well. Probably like his main from the quest rewards. Obviously, you get different items depending on if you're carving him or getting the reward. Only 14 minutes. But we got to see pretty much all of his ecosystem and how he moves around and what he likes to do. Obviously, he ate an Optoneth and he ate that other thing called the Kakarot. The Kakarot? Yeah, we'll call it the Kakarot. There you go. And yeah, lots of cool things that the Great Jagras likes to do. In the next video, we'll take a look at the Baroth and take a little bit of an in-depth look at him and where he likes to go and where he likes to hang out. I'm Akabane101. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.